Welcome once again, Roasters. Chris Cordani and Angie Wong here on Prime Roast. Angie, the campaign trail has been absolutely exhausting, hasn't it?
I'm going to sleep after November 5th until January 20th. I am going to be completely incognito. I'm going to ghost everybody except for you, Chris. I'll give you the bat phone.
Thank
And
you.
I am just going to sleep. I've never been more exhausted in my life. This has been the longest campaign I've ever been through. And I'm not even President Trump. I can only imagine the exhaustion him and his team must be feeling. I mean, the guy is Superman for sure. To be doing this and getting barely any sleep and traveling around the country, that's gotta hurt. It's hurting me, and I'm like half his age. So good luck to you. I can't wait for this election to be over.
Oh, we're going to have a little bit of fun because we do roast. We've done a lot of roasting in the first few episodes here. I want to have some fun with. We're gonna talk about this really fun video that the guys from Epic Rap Battles of History did. Every election, they try to pull off a candidate versus candidate. They did it with Obama versus Mitt Romney. They kind of canned the one, or they didn't release the Trump versus Hillary until later on. They did a Trump versus Biden, and now they have a Trump
Oh.
versus Kamala Harris out, which is actually we're going to react to that. So we'll have a little fun with it. We're going to watch it and see what bars are dropped and who's got the good rhymes and who dresses better and who does the mannerisms a little bit better, and we'll determine who won.
And well, who won? Does it move numbers, Chris? Do you think in previous rap battles that determines the outcome of the winner of the presidential race? Because we're always looking for signs, right?
No, actually, there are people. There's always mixed reactions to who won a rap battle. Some of it has to do with biases. Other has to do with, well, this person is my guy, but the other person dropped the better rhymes. There were some great ones. It was Cleopatra versus Marilyn Monroe. You had one of the first ones was John Lennon versus Bill O'Reilly. One of my
Mm.
favorites was Lady Gaga versus Sarah Palin, and that was the early days. You had my personal favorite was Theodore Roosevelt versus Winston Churchill. Those were great.
Ooh, that
Yes,
would've been a good one to watch. I'll have to watch that after the show. But
yes.
yeah, no, I saw some clips of it. I fell off my chair. It was hysterical. The casting was perfect.
Well, we love Nice Peter and Epic Lloyd. You have to love those guys. What you don't have to love is the coverage of the Trump rally. The Trump rally, I wasn't there, but I know people who were, and some of them who were inside, and some of them who were outside. It was, it was, I would say it was well received, if anything else.
It was very well received, and I remember going to my first Trump rally, and I was really scared because you hear of all these bad, awful people and things that Trumps do, like all this racist stuff and all this like hate speech and all that stuff. I actually sat in my car for my very first Trump rally for a while, and someone knocked on my door and said, "Come on, you got to come in." And you know what? I felt like I was with my people for the very first time. Like I can finally it was like coming out of the closet. It was really a holy experience. So I can only imagine what the people of New York City felt yesterday when they were watching Trump. Some of them probably for the very first time live, and feeling that energy and feeling that like kind of familiar love. It was a weird experience. I just remember it being very, very holy. Chris, I was actually a little bit surprised that there was not, Antifa wasn't there, and there was not a lot of shenanigans. I mean, we heard like, a couple of bras here and there, but for the most part, it was pretty peaceful.
Well, I guess the Antifa that was there were probably the media. If you saw the Daily News wrote about it, called it a racist rally.
Oh boy.
This is the left is trying to juxtapose this with the National Socialist Party sympathizers from 1939 who rallied at Madison Square Garden. I think there was a similar run by Democrats where the Klan showed up in full force and in brotherhood with them back in the 20s. But again, that's a different story for a different day.
Mm.
The idea is the left is trying to paint this as a big racist rally because they didn't like a couple of jokes from one comedian, something like that.
Yeah, we've heard it all. And you know what? I'm actually a little bit surprised because a lot of that rally yesterday was scripted. So for that to kind of fall through, it is a little bit weird, especially since New York City is filled with Puerto Ricans. You know
No,
what I mean? I mean,
no,
like
the young
neighborhoods
people.
are.
Young people like this Hinchliff guy, so it'll be interesting how that turns out. But again, it's a comedian. He was making jokes. And by the way, the reference about the trash was apparently because there was trash floating around part of near the island somewhere, and that was the reference. But again, the left doesn't get references; they don't get anything else besides what they see on the surface. Uh,
Yeah.
the MSNBC, perhaps the land of the most disgraceful coverage of any fake news, no matter what they do. This is what they tried to pull.
But that jamboree happening right now, you see it there on your screen, in that place is particularly chilling because in 1939,
Here it comes. Once again,
my.
MSNBC tries to compare Trump to Hitler. That's all they have.
Yeah, but I mean, they cut to footage of it. I mean, that is pretty extreme.
supporters of a different fact.
Yeah, they cut to footage and they want to show this off because again, socialists love to highlight other socialists, and this is what they're doing. The socialists of MSNBC are, well, they're putting out footage of fellow socialists and who support the German National Socialist Party. And let's remember that we really can't say, we shouldn't say the N word when it comes to I guess being on certain video platforms. But let's put it this way: a National Socialist is a National Socialist, no matter where you are.
Okay, so have you ever been to a National Socialist rally where there are blacks and Jews and Puerto Ricans and Asians there? I mean, it's like that's not the kind of National Socialist rally I know, but clearly MSNBC doesn't think you're smart enough to understand that.
Oh, I don't think their viewers are smart enough to understand a lot of things. And of course, challenging them in the scale of 1 to 10 when it comes to stupidity is Ted Walls.
Oh
Tim,
boy.
I keep doing that. Tim
More.
Walls. See, I'm an idiot. No, I'm the idiot.
No, it's
I'm
okay.
a knucklehead
He's-
sometimes. It's Tim Walls. There we go. Tim Walls.
Yeah, well, he's kind of a forgettable guy. I don't know if I'm going to remember him after the election. Like,
Maybe that's-
he's that forgettable.
Well, that's the
Sorry.
truth. Probably I'm going to be calling him Jim Walls pretty soon too because of all this. But he did manage to do the same thing. But he just stopped short of saying the actual word.
Donald Trump has descended into madness over the last few weeks. And I think some of you don't miss on this. Go do your Google on this.
Go do your Google on this. Boy, this guy really knows his onions, doesn't he?
Yep, he does.
He gave Donald Trump the what for?
Well,
Donald Trump's
other people have used the word. I was watching the morning shows today, and certainly they love making that comparison. I think AOC was making that comparison as well, right? To him being the N word, the other N word.
Well, that's her MO. And I think they were trying to play some kind of video game together during that night. Here's Ted. Ted continues.
Donald Trump's got this big rally going at Madison Square Garden. There's a direct parallel to a big rally that happened in the mid 1930s at Madison Square Garden. And don't
Okay, so now it's the mid 1930s. So it isn't the 1939 one, is it?
I think he means the DNC convention that took place in the 90s with Bill Clinton. I think he's got his decades wrong. I think that's what he actually means. Let's correct him.
Right. They were actually, these guys are very jealous of Trump's popularity.
think that he doesn't know for 1 second exactly what they're doing there.
Again, it's always that. Remember what they tried to pull, the left tried to pull when Ronald Reagan had made a speech at Selma.
No, what did he say?
What was it? Selma? Yeah, they tried to make it look like he's trying to anger the Southern people, the Southern whites, and make it a big racist thing. But that's what they
really?
do. They try to find any little connection, whether it be 85 years old or not, to make it look like the right is trying to gaslight racists. When in fact, these people are doing that exact thing. They're gaslighting the mentally ill and let's just say anti-Semites and other assorted racists that they're allied with.
Yeah, and we keep seeing this over and over again. And we did this in our last episode where Kamala Harris was on Fox with Brett Baier, and she just talked over him and said all the lines that she needed to say. Guess what? Democrats are not listening to Trump at Madison Square Garden. They're not watching his rallies. So the only news they get about his rallies is what the Democrats are telling them. Well, he's the N-word and he's a racist. And unfortunately, they had a comedian who, made that line. I don't know even if it works in New York. That's weird to make a joke about Puerto Ricans, I'm just saying, or anybody else, because it's New York City, right?
Right.
Like I'm from Queens, New York, where like at least 46 different languages were spoken in my kindergarten class. So, right, it's just a weird thing to kind of poke fun of, but they grabbed onto it, and now everyone, it's gone viral. No one knew who this comedian was yesterday at this time, and now he's become the racist comedian.
Right.
So they're going to grab lines like that and say, "See, told you." He's a racist. And that's all the Democrats will hear because they're not watching a Trump rally.
Well, in my kindergarten class, we had only 3 languages. It was English, Spanish, and Pig Latin. We were pretty good
Did
at that
you?
back then.
I remember having to learn multiple languages, and I would like say like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in like 4 different languages because it was just, my brains were, the wires in my brains were crossed for sure. And they still are.
I agree with you. That's what we should be doing anyway. There are European nations that teach kids a second language from first grade onward. It's like immersing them that early so you can get around a little better.
Yeah.
America, if there's anything the American education system has failed at, is not teaching for a long time, not teaching young kids a second language early. It's easier to get around the world. It's easier to talk better, and you can pick the language. There's a lot of there are plenty
Yeah.
you can learn. You can use. You should be learning Japanese or Spanish or Russian or something like that because it's almost like a new power. You can talk to people and you can translate, make things a little easier for yourself and others.
No, absolutely. Especially if the language is not a Latin language, it actually like your brain has to work differently, right? There's a lot of languages that are pictorial, and you also have to memorize the way those characters look and then form a language around characters essentially. So no, the whole thing works. It's just, look, Americans can't even get their math scores up right. We can't even learn basic stuff right at this point. We're so screwed up. Our education system locks us in to keep us kind of buried. And I don't know how we're going to compete in the next generation or even this generation. I mean, I really feel like, we're failing, and that's a whole other episode. But honestly, it's like, we are not teaching our kids the right thing. Right now, we're teaching them DEI crap when they should be learning about space, maybe
Science,
or
math. How about math?
personal
Math is-
finances,
Math is
or
now, by the way.
or like media literacy, anything that's actually useful, we're not teaching.
That's
We're just
right.
going to learn about how to hate each other.
We should roast the education system one of these days.
Yes.
But we did come here to have some fun, so let's do that. I love these guys, and I think we should give them a shout out for doing such another great job in their rap battle. The rap battles are few and far between these days, but they don't have to do that. Apparently, Nice Peter has a family. Lloyd's doing some of his own stuff, and that's a great thing. But the epic rap battles of history, when they're out, we always enjoy them, even if it's only a few times a year now. But and they've been doing shorts, which are interesting too. Maybe they have some more things rolling. This is their, I guess, their every 4-year tradition now to do the 2 candidates. They're doing Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. So let's hear it.
What? Bottles of history. Donald Trump. Boston.
I got
The brown suit.
Yes, the
Ask
brown
my
suit.
supporters. I've got more disabilities than a New York Times reporter. You're a scam.
I love that the hand motion, but not the exact hand motion.
That's pretty good though.
Yeah, and Lloyd, epic Lloyd,
Big
looks like it.
hands, big
Yep.
hands.
Yep, he's also has the tan, the slight orange, the tannish thing, the red tie, long tie. Oh, he's looking good. He looks good as Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Your whole nomination is a hoax. Your party is so pro-choice, they aborted a state's right to vote. Pencil pushing pussy bows, think you could scare me with prison? Get your mugshot and your mugshot, then come talk to me about convictions. To the radical left, you should be embarrassed. The way you divide our country, I'll call you Camel Toe Harris. You're
Oh boy, that's gotta hurt. That's an
Always
old
a little
line.
bit too far with that guy. Always just a line too far.
And that's good. And that's what they did. They did it right. He dropped the bar and he went a little too far. He just great stuff talking about some policy and the party and what they're trying to pull. But then he just jumps over the line and she's looking at him like, mm-hmm.
Yep.
Love the suit though. Actually, this woman, the look is fantastic on her too. And she's got the chucks. When you see the chucks, you'll see them. And,
Oh yeah? Oh
definitely
yeah,
pants.
that's right.
Right. Here you go. Here's a little more.
inflation's got our nation clipping coupon.
He's right about that now, isn't he?
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Look at the face. I
Oh,
love
God.
Lloyd's face when he does this.
Oh no. Oh, Don.
While it's leaking worse than a wet lab in Wu. I had
Oh, I dropped another one, but this one on China. Ooh, this
Oh
is
boy.
China. Love it.
Look at that tie. It's so it's just so horrible.
It's awesome. It's great.
every
Oh.
American's 401k thriving. Stock market's higher than the planes full of migrants you fly in and don't even.
Ooh. Did you see that? That was snuck in there. Talking about the economy and then pulls in on immigration.
No, it's good. It's
Nice
good. The
job.
whole Donald Trump thing is great. She does a pretty good comeback though.
Oh yeah, she dropped some good bars in the verse coming up.
Try to deny the cognitive decline you were hiding. Prop it up Joe like it was Wicked and Biden. I'm here.
That's a great one. So love the sunglasses. Not even the same sunglasses. Those are the Blues Brothers sunglasses, but I like it. And there's more like Weekend at Bernie's sunglasses anyway.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the reference. These guys are smart with the references.
No, look, it was well written so far. All right, let's hear her comeback.
Here to teach you what losing to a winner feels like. Ask Pence. I know how to drop a mic.
Oh, now that was cold.
Yeah, that's
Right
pretty
there.
good.
Dissing Mike Pence at the same time. I love it. I know
That's
how to
pretty good.
drop a mic.
They saved that one.
Here's Kamala.
I know you're not all ears, but listen up close. You are JD Vance's fear and level weird. You are gross. You've been bending American decency over a barrel. Getting Lady Liberty the finger like the Legion Carol in that.
Oh boy, she got him on that one. I mean, we all know that the Eugene Carroll thing might be fake. It pretty much is, but that's a good line. That's a good.
Hey,
good
she
gift.
needs to win the female vote.
That's right. And do you like the voice? She has such a great voice.
Yeah, it didn't match. I wish her suit was a little more brown, but let's keep going.
Oh,
I like her hair though.
So far, she's getting up to that Maya Rudolph level. I'm
Yeah.
liking this. I'm liking this.
She needs the pearl
Big
earring.
creepy house with our secret stacks and files. From documents to pedos, you spend too much time with files. Haven't
Well, that's inaccurate because he doesn't really hang out with the pedophiles because he left the Democrat Party. But you know, they're referencing some old pictures and photo ops the guys like Epstein had back in the day, and people don't realize this. Epstein was kicked out of Mar-a-Lago for hitting on an underage employee there, and he was
That
persona
was the
non grata.
rumor.
Yep,
That's the rumor.
But that's what happened. And then you had obviously have P Diddy going down here, and he had that photo up with both Hillary and
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's a slut with politicians, isn't he?
yeah. But that's what they do.
sleepovers with Laura Loomer. What's going on with you?
That's another cold one right there.
I mean, they're all sex jokes. I mean, okay, fine. Yeah, what else you got, Kamala?
Can't you afford more than Timu Melania?
Ooh.
You failed in your own city. Bank, ballot box, and court. You're home alone too. You lost in New York.
Okay, that's a good one too.
That's
That
a good
takes-
one.
Takes the Home Alone reference because that was actually pretty cool when he was in there. Home Alone 2 was fun for a lot of reasons. I didn't really like the movies, but with Trump in there, they kind of mixing real life. I like when movies do. They mix real people in with their universe. I like that.
Such a 90s thing to do.
Right, and she does pound on them with the. I know the convictions were phony, but rap battles, that's fair game.
All right.
Now she's saying she was there on January 6th. Let's see what she says.
I was there on January 6th. It wasn't fun for me. Just like your bowels, I was evacuated suddenly.
Oh, another one. But I think she's got the wrong. A little crass, but I like it. I like the idea because she has to play. She has to play with Trump on the crass level.
Yeah. Oh, great. This whole thing is so below the belt. Let's go.
You are history's least hopeful, presidential hopeful, mood swinging wildly like stock and truth social. I'm here to build bridges from Texas to Niagara Falls.
She's even got better. Wow!
I hope you
Did you like that? It was nice Peter doing Tim Walz.
I love these guys. Oh, they're so good. They're
Yeah.
so good.
What's great?
Bravo, everyone.
What's great about this is usually it's Lloyd and Peter, but when one of them doesn't do the rap,
Oh.
they still cameo.
Oh.
That makes it even better, and that's what makes it a lot more fun.
You wrote that commie crap in red because you're taking a huge loss. Is anything worse for you than Afghanistan did for your boss? A man handed you everything you ever did. You couldn't make your own way. Couldn't even make your own kids.
Ooh, that's bad. That's low. That's a low one. But that's a big diss. That's what the kids say nowadays. Diss, right?
Yeah, they say a lot worse than that, but that's kind of low. I mean, is he going to call her a cat lady next?
Well, let's see.
Probably.
Your mommy was absent when you were just a little baby. And if she saw you now,
Oh, another low one.
What's with the
I believe.
mothers?
Well, what's his name? I think Roosevelt and Churchill went that low too.
Oh, geez.
She-
These guys are class. They're all
you're a
class.
childless cat lady. And if
Up, she did it again. She did the childless cat lady. All right. She beat him to it.
Yeah, and look. It's great. The whole thing is great. I mean, these were the lines we're gonna record in the history books, Chris. Childless cat lady, camel toe. Like, do we really want to be remembered in this generation for those words? I don't know.
You know, I'm thinking that there should be, instead of debates, there should be rap battles instead.
Yeah,
I mean,
dance offs.
That's what they've been in a way, if you think about it, because they just go at each other in a little bit, and the moderators should shut up nowadays too, because the moderators in these debates think they're the news now. They think they have to put a line in there and make the news, and they look, this year they all look stupid doing so.
Yeah,
All right.
for sure.
We
All
continue.
right.
your racist landlord daddy wasn't there to kill him, seeing me living rent free in your head.
Well, I know how you failed the bar exam after that.
Ouch.
I guess the half of you whose job it is to rap isn't black.
Oh,
Oh, another big diss. That's a big point for
That's a
for
pretty good
Donald
one.
Trump.
That's good. Good. What are we, like 5 for Trump?
I believe it's like 5 for Trump when you have about Kamala had about 3 or 4
She's
good ones too. Yeah.
She's good. She's got it down.
I like the fact that they try to be. When I look back at the Trump and Biden one, that one was kind of based on fallacies on the Biden side. A lot of them, so it didn't kind of work out. It was when it was Romney versus Obama, that was pretty good. So I believe these guys try as hard as they can to get good lines for both sides to make it more fun.
Yeah,
I like it.
sure.
Now here's Kamala saying something back. This is a tough one to come back from. Let's see what she says.
good one. You ketchup-smelling edgelord. You rock the beat softer than Stormy Daniels' headboard.
Ooh, okay, nice comeback. Nice comeback.
So cute. She says it with a smile.
Oh,
I
there
need
you go.
McDonald's in there.
Yep. And you see the chucks here. She's right. She's rocking the suit, by the way.
She's looking good. I like her.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm even in a
Ooh,
race
she even got the cackle, by the way. It was a good one. Good one in there.
with this hog. Hope you're in makeup in Ohio, because they're eating the dog.
Donald, I'm putting you away like a rapist back in Cali. You should leave this battle early, like the crowds at your
I have all
rally.
Oh, she got the rallies again. This is good.
Do they leave early? I mean, I gotta admit, I
No.
did leave one rally a little bit early. I
They
did.
don't. They don't. People like to leave to beat the traffic. But the
Yeah,
fact
that's
is,
what I did.
The fact
Yeah.
is, what she did, and you've pointed this out in shows we've done in the past. She did not have a good debate overall, but she knew she had the one line that got his goat and made him rant a little bit, and that's the only thing that made him lose his cool. Saying, "Oh, your rally people leave them early, and your rallies are small." That was a good
No,
one on
that's
her.
not true.
Right? It's not true, but it got him riled up, and that doesn't that didn't bode well for him for a few minutes because she dropped the ball that she had and she could have ran with for a little while.
Yeah, he's a little too thin-skinned like that. Wow, he's got the look down.
I
Look
love
at
it.
that.
Yeah, Lloyd is
The
the
cougar.
man.
Biggest rallies.
Yes, well, I've got Taylor Swift.
You're ugly.
You are ugly.
Well, you're a Marxist.
Jumping!
Now the winner of the rap battle
Oh,
comes
boy.
in. But look, as you see this, you're ugly, you're stupid. This is what this race has turned into, by the way.
I hate it. I know. This is why I can't wait for this election season to go off. It's like being back in 3rd grade. Oh,
I know. But let's do this again. I want to see the winner just come in on his moose. The bull moose enters on his moose.
You away like a rapist back in Cali. You should leave this battle early, like the crowds at your
I have all the
rallies.
biggest rallies.
Yes, well, I've got Taylor Swift.
You're ugly.
You are ugly.
Well, you're a Marxist.
Jumping Jesus H. Huckleberry Christ on a crutch! No one wants to fight about politics this much! You!
By the way, That is also Mr. Epic Lloyd.
He makes an appearance.
Out of red, white, and pantsuit. Don't let getting higher be the greatest thing you ever do.
Oh boy. Nice big line on two big lines and one on Kamala. Made fun of the pantsuit and said, "Don't make getting hired the best thing you ever do." Reference to being the DEI hire. Ouch. Ouch.
Yeah, I don't, Chris. I mean, for female politicians, what do you wear if not a pantsuit? I don't know. Like, what else would you wear? Jeans? Like, what's the appropriate dress code?
It's funny. We did talk about this before, and yes, I don't mind the pantsuit on a woman, especially in the business realm, because it's kind of cool. I believe the reference more is it's her trademark now. The pantsuit, the chucks, and the pearls. That was the big deal. It was Hillary's pantsuit before that. It's nothing. For the record, you're right. Nothing wrong with a woman in a pantsuit, but it's funny because when you make it your part of your trademark, it's fair game.
Yeah,
There you go.
it is her uniform, and it's that weird brown. And they all trying to mimic her brown. Like, who else? Gwen Waltz was doing it. Maria Shriver as well. They're all just. Is that in vogue? Because I hope not. I don't like brown.
Brown's not so bad, but again, they're both dressed in the uniforms, and that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's see what the great Ted Roosevelt has to say to Mr. Trump.
You, baby back ribs of inhabit, try not to slide democracy straight to chapter 11. I've come here on the back of my musky antlered beast with a message for whichever one of you sucks the least.
And that's, again, unfortunately, every election we've had since maybe Reagan. When we vote for whichever one sucks the least. That's a profound line. I know this is about dropping bars and dissing people and having the best lines and everything, but Teddy Roosevelt is right. We've been voting for whoever sucks the least, haven't we?
Yes, we have. So who sucks the least?
Yep. And by the way, the arm motions, that's a reference to his when he was doing something about digging ditches in the original rap battle he did with Winston Churchill. So
it's good. The whole thing is good.
Oh yes, especially today. Now in the other ones, it was Lincoln who would come back and yell at both candidates.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So Lincoln, I guess they got tired. And Nice Peter plays Lincoln, by the way. But this is Epic Lloyd doing both Ted and. Well, let's keep going.
Musky antlered beast with a message for whichever one of you sucks the least. This government was founded on self-evident truths, so keep it of the people, by the people, for the people.
Loving that.
Yeah.
Loving
that was a good
moves.
end.
Yes. And again, another reference because Lincoln would come in on an eagle. It was of the people, by the people, for the people, then shout eagle. And then he'd go off on the eagle. But he's the bull moose. The bull moose does not. I repeat,
We need
not
him back.
need an eagle. He needs a moose.
I almost at the end, who won? This guy won.
Well, that's the
None of
thing.
the candidates, that guy won.
Who won the rap battle? It would be, yes. I got to tell you, it has to be Teddy Roosevelt. He wins everything. He wins everything.
He is. He's the rap god for sure. No, I mean, look, he's absolutely right. I mean, this whole thing has been so farcical. And if we get recorded for this election, for election 2024, with that type of language, man, like society, we've gone downhill big time. I mean, and it's true. Like, a comedy makes all of this so much more digestible. Because when you actually hear these words, you're rolling your eyes. I can't stop rolling my eyes. We don't have adults in the room, Chris. Where are they?
Right. We have a bend. We have a political bend, but we do try to add some levity to this campaign. We try to add levity to politics and what's happening around the nation and around the world. And that's what we're doing here with Prime Roast. We try to have fun with this. And I do enjoy I do enjoy the guys at Epic Rap Battles of History too, so I want to give them a shout out. Even though we're the small station and they're the huge station, still from our little corner, nice job on this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I like the main course, Chris. That was good. That was very, very good. Do we
That's
have dessert? Is there dessert?
Well, I tell you what, I think Tim Walls maybe spoiled my appetite earlier. We're gonna have to postpone the dessert till later.
At least you didn't say Ted Waltz. I mean, I
Or
told you this
Jim
guy is
Waltz.
very forgettable.
That's right. He will be forgettable soon. I got to tell you, the guy bothers me in a lot of ways, but I think we'll say that for the serious shows we do, because we could spend all day talking about worries about this guy being a heartbeat away from the presidency. if you really
Oh,
think
my
about that.
goodness.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. We're days away from finding out who is going to be winning this very, very long election season. Look, I can't wait for all of it. Look, at this point, we know Trump's going to win. The numbers are favoring him, but we're still days away, and we're still waiting for that October surprise. When's that going to drop?
Well, they tried it a couple times already. Wasn't it they tried the General Kelly and the Nazi thing already? Oh, I said the word. I said General Kelly and the N-word thing. I hope they let us slip by that one, but that's what the idea is. So they
That's it.
disgruntled
That was
employees.
it. That was a nothing burger.
Well, that's because that's what they think is the big deal. They were also using that to open up to the MSG rally. It's all calculated from them. What can they actually do? What let's put it
I
this
don't
way,
think there's anything they can do. I mean, look, early voting and mail-in ballots, well on their way. Over 41 million votes have been casted as of today. I think that's it, guys. I mean, that's all, folks. Unless they overwhelm it in the next, couple of days. Nancy Pelosi was in my neighborhood the other day trying to get out the blue vote. It was really funny. That was the day, I think that was the day, or maybe it was the day after, that Miami went red. We are R+5, which means we've gained 17 points since Joe Biden won this county. So it's like whatever they do, they can't get it done. All the bus tours in the world, all the Beyoncés, anyone they can bring out, it's just not working. By the way, Beyonce got paid $10 million, I heard.
Yeah, just
for
to say
showing
a
up
couple
for
of
2
words.
minutes.
Right. You shouldn't have to pay people to speak for you if you're supposedly going to have these people give you an official endorsement. Oh, here's $10 million. Endorse me, please. I'm begging you. Come on. You have enough celebrities from Hollywood on your side. You can. Where's Alec Baldwin? Couldn't you get Alec Baldwin to help her on and off the stage a little bit? I mean,
thought that was
come on.
illegal. I thought you couldn't endorse. I mean, I don't know. I have to check the FEC on that one. I thought you had to just endorse. I didn't think they had to have a cash payment unless it was a performance, which again, Beyonce didn't perform.
Right. You can consider it a performance because technically these union types or whatever, they could just say talking's a performance. It's spoken word. That's what I'm doing. I gave you spoken word. That's
Rap
it.
God. It was
Yes.
Rap God.
Well, I will say this. I don't care what celebrity says what or who votes for who. It's about policy here. And for us, it's about having fun. It's about levity and who gives us the most material.
Yeah, I know. Oh my goodness. Do you realize in a week's time, we're there. We're on election day. I wonder what videos we're going to have to roast by election day. Like, I'm nervous because this is it. This is like we're in the Super Bowl right now.
Yeah, Super Bowl, or at least the World Series is happening now.
Oh yeah, that's happening.
Either way, everything's going down.
I need to know my baseball terms. I don't know them.
Get that sports ball thing going, or else.
Yeah.
Anyway, but as I said, Nancy Pelosi comes down to visit your neck of the woods. I bet she invites you to the bar to get hammered, right?
I wish. I mean, I didn't get the invitation from her, but I know she was there because I saw the video, and it's like, okay, great. I'm glad you're, trying to do something to get out the vote. But Republicans are rage voting here in Florida, and as we see in other parts of the country, like we've been waiting 4 years to vote for this man. So that's what you're seeing. And I think you're going to see it this week as well. And you're certainly going to see it on November 5th. There's still a lot of people who are waiting for election day to vote.
Well, again, it could be a nationwide apology to him too. And that's what we're seeing right now. He said, all right. We know you did stupid stuff when you were president as far as Twitter and stuff. And some people stayed home. Now forgive us. We're going to vote you in again. Let's see how it all works out. Let's see how it all plays out and what kind of shenanigans will be pulled. Because as the great Edmund Blackadder would say, he said 24 hours, but I'll say, a few days is a lot of time in politics.
Oh,
Angie,
yeah.
thanks for joining us, Firsters.
Eternity.
Angie, enjoy, and of course, wishing you well with your campaign too.
Yeah. All right, guys. All right, Prom Roasters, we'll see you for the next episode. You won't want to miss that one as we are heading into Election Day. So that's going to be quite the show. So do follow us again and do like and subscribe, guys, please.
Yes.
We need all the support we can possibly get. The show is growing. Grow with us.
Rally ho.